Okay, I'm now sharing my screen. I'm now recording. I will now share my screen. And if, let me just mute everybody first of all. I'll mute everybody. Okay, everybody's muted. Right, if somebody would unmute in a second and let me know you can see my screen, I can then get on with the presentation.
You're there, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much.
You need to expand it a bit, though.
I will do. Okay, bear with me 1 second. Here we go. Okay. As I say, welcome everybody. My name is Colin Simmons. I'm coming to you from Birmingham in the United Kingdom. It's my pleasure just to run through a short presentation about a platform called Impact101, which is very, very new. In fact, it's only, I think this is week number 26. So it's a very young platform that has exploded around the globe. And I'm going to talk about why it's exploded around the globe and where we think it's going to go from there. So thank you all for joining me this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, wherever you are in the world. Impact101 has come around really because of a problem, a global problem that's out there. And this global problem has really been caused by the financial industry, the banking industry. As we all know, the banking industry is run on debt. The more people are in debt, the more money the banks have been making. It's got to the point where, as we know, in 2008, there was a financial crash. The banks could not get themselves out of that problem. They had to be bailed out by governments. So the question is, has that solved that problem, or are we going to have another crash? In my opinion, I think we will have another crash because the problem hasn't been solved. Even today, we know that more countries are in debt, more companies are in debt, and more individuals are in debt. It's all about debt, and that really is not going to be the answer going forward. The answer going forward, in my opinion, is crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is quite simply fundraising globally. Why has this come around so much? Well, because in 2019, more and more people are connected to the internet via smartphones, which means that people are connected all the time. So we are one huge global community. The internet has the power to change any industry. We've seen it before in other industries. If we look at the telecoms industry, it wasn't long ago that if I wanted to call somebody in the USA, it would cost me an absolute fortune on the phone. Now we talk via the internet freely. Same with the postal industry. I can't remember the last time I actually posted a letter. These days, it's all done by email, free of charge. That's the power of the internet. The only industry that really hasn't changed yet is going to be the financial industry. And that will come in two forms, actually. One will be cryptocurrency, and the other is a group of people helping each other. Two sides to how this can work. Crowdfunding is really a crowd of people helping each other get out of debt or raise money for anything that they want to raise money for. The power of people helping people. So how big is this industry? Well, in 2017, it was a $34 billion industry. That's how much was donated. It's projected to be a $300 billion industry by 2025. That's only 5 years' time. That tells you they're expecting a huge growth in this industry. How fast is it growing currently? Well, they say, according to this source, which is crowdfunderinsider.com, it's growing at 136% a year. That's massive, a massive growth. Now, me as a business person, I want to capitalize on that growth, which is what we see from lots of other big platforms. This is why in 2019, there are lots and lots of different types of crowdfunding platforms. Here, I'm just sharing with you a handful of them. Some that you may well know, such as GoFundMe, Just Giving, Facebook, Impact101, I'm talking about today, Kickstarter, Circle Up, PayPal. There are some major players here now that are involved in crowdfunding. And they're in there for a reason, because they can see the growth that crowdfunding is having. A key indicator of how big crowdfunding is when you get a payment processor a global payment processor such as PayPal now allow people to use their platform to crowdfund. This is a big indicator of where this is going. Another well-known platform is Facebook. And I urge you after this call, to, if you've not done this already, is to go onto Facebook, type into the address bar of Facebook, fundraisers, and you'll see this page that I'm sharing with you now. And this is a page on Facebook that will allow anybody in the world to donate to your cause. You can set up a cause for anything. Now, what people find really unusual, if you scroll to the bottom of that page, is it says at the bottom, in the big blue bar, raise money for a personal cause. That tells you can raise money for any reason at all. Any reason. It could be just to raise money to start a new business. It could be to raise money for a local church. It could be for any reason. It could be for somebody's birthday. In fact, you will notice, hopefully, now these days, that on somebody's birthday, they are encouraged by Facebook to raise money for a cause. That's Facebook's way of raising more money. Interestingly, it's only just this week it's been announced that Facebook are bringing out their own digital currency. So what do you think that will do when it comes to donating money across the globe, or money shifting across continents? It becomes borderless. So for the crowdfunding arena, it's a major, major step. One of the biggest issues that we have right now is accepting donations from around the globe, because not everybody uses the same platform. Facebook will be a game changer for anybody that's involved in crowdfunding. I'm convinced of that. So who can crowdfund? Well, just about anybody can. You do not need to be a big company. You do need to be over 18. You need access to the internet, so you need a smartphone or a computer. Just before last Christmas, I picked up this article, which is in the Daily Mail online, of a broke father of 5 from the UK who was struggling. He didn't know how he was going to get through Christmas, so he decided to set up a campaign on GoFundMe. And his campaign was, I don't know how I'm going to get through Christmas, please help me. Within a few hours, as it says on there, he raised over £2,000 in donations from people across the globe. People read his story and decided, let's help him. He raised £2,000. What I find really interesting is on that article, is his campaign was shared 19,000 times. That's huge. That shows you the power of social media and the power of people helping people. That's huge. And this is not unusual. This is happening over and over and over again. So if you are looking to fundraise for any reason, using a platform like this to get your campaign in front of a crowd of people is ideal. In the UK, we have the FCA, which is the Financial Conduct Authority. With the growth of crowdfunding, they have actually looked into it a lot deeply. They have looked at the legality of crowdfunding. So, is it legal? Well, 100% yes, it is legal. They've even described it as a process of raising funds for projects or good causes. They're a group of people working together today via the internet. So there you have black and white written down by the FCA, which is a legal body. They've also categorized crowdfunding into 4 different types of crowdfunding. So loan-based and investment-based, those two are regulated by the FCA. What that means is you need to have a license to be able to operate in that type of crowdfunding. So you cannot just set up a crowdfunding campaign for a loan. Can't be done. You need a license to go through the FCA. There's certain regulations that you have to go through. Now, donation-based and reward-based, those are most definitely, well, you don't need it's not regulated by the FCA, which means that anybody can participate in those types of crowdfunding. This is why Facebook allowed people to send a donation from one person directly to another person through Facebook. This is why GoFundMe allowed me to receive a donation from people all across the globe through their platform. Totally legal. Here, I'm just sharing with you some of the major players that have been in crowdfunding, especially donation-based crowdfunding. The top one being GoFundMe. They started in 2010. So they've had 8 years of business. This is their 9th year. We know that they have over 50 million supporters. That means that at least 50 million people have seen somebody's campaign on GoFundMe and decided to actually help that person. They've received over $5 billion in donations. So it's massive, massive, massive growth. Here we are now in 2019. We have a new kid on the block, which is Impact101. Impact101 have looked at the industry of crowdfunding and looked more specifically at the peer-to-peer crowdfunding sector, which is an improvement on the typical crowdfunding system that we've seen for many years. So I'm now going to go through why this is so special. The people behind Impact101, the CEO is a guy called Frank Savidio. He has 45 years success in business, 20 years marketing and sales experience. In 2002, he formed Castle Rock Research, which is a study guide. He specializes in marketing, QR codes, mobile landing pages, and he formed his company back in 2011. It was called QRGL Marketing. Now, what I find very interesting about that is that he started a company in 2011 that specialized in QR codes, mobile landing pages, all to do with mobile phones, smartphones. That's at the exact time that the mobile industry went through the roof. So I say to you that his timing in business is incredible. His business partner is a guy called Hans Luhmann. He is the brains behind the technology. He puts together all the systems that we have within Impact101. And again, he has 30 years experience. He's developed custom solutions for many leading tech companies. He sits on the board of directors of Link Global Technology, which is a Canadian blockchain company. So what I'm saying here is these two guys are very capable businessmen. They know what's needed in the marketplace. They've seen what's missing in crowdfunding, peer-to-peer crowdfunding. They've put together an incredible system that we've all been using since the start of this Impact101. So those guys are capable. How well have they done so far? Well, we are 26 weeks old, I think it is now. We are now in 149 different countries across the globe in 26 weeks. It was announced yesterday we are just short of $6 million in donations from person to person in 26 weeks. So that gives you an idea of how successful these guys have been at putting together a system that the globe can use to crowdfund for any reason that they want. The purpose of this slide really is to talk about timing. If I sat here with you now at the beginning of any of these platforms that I put in front of you now, if you had got involved in those platforms in the very early days, if there was a way you could, how wealthy would you be today? So what I'm saying to you today is that Impact101 is only 26 weeks old. It's still very, very new. It's what, less than 5 months old, 6 months old? It's very, very young, but yet it's had incredible growth. So the timing for Impact101 is now. Let's look at why Impact101 has had the success it's had and why it's so different to your traditional crowdfunding platforms. Well, because Frank is a marketing person, he's put together a system which is a single platform crowdfunding system, and it's a marketing system as well, all rolled into one. And this allows you to receive half of everything that happens in your donation grid forever. And I'll explain the donation grid as we go along. Its Impact101 is based on a 2x2 grid process. This is the most successful 2x2 follow me donation process in history. A 2x2 grid process is quite simply, you've helped 2 people who want to crowdfund, who help 2 people who want to crowdfund. So you have a team of 6 people. That is it. That is the crowd, 6 people. You're working with 6 people, all crowdfund together, and that just multiplies out. Very, very simple. Impact101 is a team crowdfunding system that provides help from above you and below you. Because there's only 2 people who help 2 people, you are likely to get support from the people around you within the system. It's all done in real time. One of the main things I liked about Impact101 is that it's a peer-to-peer team crowdfunding system. This is the major difference between Impact101 and the likes of GoFundMe or Just Giving. If I send somebody a donation on Just Giving or GoFundMe, that money will go from my bank account directly to GoFundMe. GoFundMe take their commission, and the rest of it would go on to the person that I wanted to give the money to in the first place, the donation to in the first place. So that's why those platforms will provide that service, because they take a bit out of every single donation. The beauty of Impact 101 is that they don't take anything out of that donation at all. It's peer-to-peer. It's person-to-person. So when I send somebody a donation, it goes directly from my bank account directly to that person's bank account. When I receive a donation from across the globe, it comes from that person's bank account straight to my bank account. Beautiful. So that means that I get 100% of the donation. So the question is, if Impact 101 are doing that, they're not going to receive any part of that donation. Why are they doing it? What do they get out of it? Well, firstly, they provide us with an easy-to-navigate, totally automated, feature-rich dashboard. This displays everything that we need in real time. It's a website that tells me exactly who I need to send a donation to, and it tells me who's going to send a donation to me. All done in real time. And for that, I pay Impact 101 a license fee. This is how Impact 101 make their money. I pay them $25 for 6 months. That's it. Which is about $4.50, $5 a month. That's it. $25 every 6 months, or I could pay for a whole year and get a discount and pay $40. But that is the only money that ever goes to Impact 101. All the donations I send go directly to the person I want it to go to. Every donation I receive comes directly to me. Fantastic. It keeps us in control. Here I'm sharing with you a simple donation grid. And there are only 3 simple steps to have success in Impact 101. 3 simple steps. Step number 1 is you register first of all with Impact 101. You'll pay your license fee, which is $25. You will then want to become an active donor. So to become an active donor, you will send a donation to 2 people within the system. And you'll be instructed by Impact 101 who to send a donation to. Once you've done that, you are an active donor and you sit at the top of your donation grid, of your crowd of people. Your job then, step number 2, is to help 2 people, or to find 2 people that also want to become active donors like you. They register with Impact 101, they become an active donor, and they fall into your donation grid. Very, very simple. Step number 3 is you help Sue, in this instance, Sue and Bill, you help them find their 2 people. That is it. It's 2 people who find 2 people. Here it is in action with our lowest grid. Our lowest grid is a $40 grid. So you've registered with Impact 101. You've decided that you'll start with just the first grid, the $40 grid. So you're going to send a donation, $40 split between 2 people. So $20 will go to one person, and you're told who to send it to within the system, and $20 will go to another person within the system. You are then an active donor, and you sit at the top of your donation grid. So what you're doing now is step number 2. You're going to talk to people about Impact 101, about the idea of raising funds for any reason. You talk to your friend Sue in the UK, and she decides, yes, I'd like to become an active donor like you. So she would register with Impact 101. She would pay her $25 or $40 for a license fee for 6 months or for 12 months. Once she's done that, she'll be instructed to send you a donation of $20 because she falls in your grid. And she'll be instructed to send somebody above you a donation of $20. Sue is now an active donor. Let's say you then talk to your friend Bill in America, who decides he also wants to become an active donor. He spends his $25 for his license with Impact 101. He then sends a donation of $20 to you as instructed, and then send another donation to somebody above you. Now, there you are, sitting at the top of your donation grid. You've just received 2 donations of $20, which is $40. So you've sent $40 before to 2 other people. You've now received your first 2 $20 donations. You've just received back what you donated in the first place. Can you see how powerful that is as compared to GoFundMe, where you send a donation and that is the end of it? Here, you're able to be a receiver. You're able to receive donations as well. Big, big difference. Now, step number 3 is you're going to help Sue find her 2 people who also want to become active donors like you and like Sue. So let's say Sue talks to Sally in Australia. Sally registers with Impact101. She spends her $25. She would be instructed to send a donation of $20 in this instance to Sue. And because she falls into your donation grid, your 2x2 donation grid, she will send you a donation as well of $20. Same would happen with Jack in China. He would send Sue a donation of $20 and he would send a donation to you for $20. Now Bill will talk to his 2 people. He talks to Tom and he talks to Dan. Both Tom and Dan fall inside your donation grid. So as well as sending a donation to Bill, they'll send a donation to you. Now you completed that donation grid. You've received 6 donations times $20. That's $120. If you remember, you donated $40 in the first place. You've received back 3 times what you donated in the first place. Fantastic, simple system. And the nice thing about that, when you receive that $120, you could walk away and say, that's enough, thank you very much, I'm happy, I got my $120. Or you might want to continue your crowdfunding, your fundraising, and do the whole thing again. So you would, out of your $120 that you've received, you're going to donate $40 again to 2 people in the system to start a brand new donation grid again. And then that would happen over and over again. Each time it fills, there's another 120, 120, 120. Now that's fantastic on just the first level. The nice thing about Impact101 is they have 8 different donation levels. Now somebody could start at the lowest level, as I've just explained, and receive $120. They could do the $40, well, they would do the $40 grid again. That leaves them $80 out of their $120. And the smart thing to do with that $80 is to use that to go into level 2 donation grid, which is a separate, each level is completely separate. So once you go into level 2, you would send a donation of $40 to one person and a donation of $40 to another person. You're then eligible to receive 6 donations in that donation grid of $40 each. 6 times 40 is $240. And again, with that donation you receive, you can go into a higher level. Somebody could do that step by step, or the smarter way to do it is to start on multiple levels from day 1. Then you're receiving donations on different levels all at the same time. In Impact101, we have, because these guys are high tech, they give us all the tools that we need. When somebody starts with Impact101, it's very clear in green the steps that they need to take. 6 simple steps. First, obviously, they'll register. They'll pay their license fee. They will choose how many donations grids they would like to start with. And obviously, it makes sense to start with more because then you're going to receive more donations. You would then set up how you'd like to receive donations, whether it be PayPal, it might be your bank, it might be Uru, it might be Bitcoin. There's lots of ways. It could be WeChat. There's lots of ways that you could receive. It could be Cash App. You can receive donations from anybody across the globe. You would then send your donations, step number 4 and number 5, to 2 different people, and then you're able then to share this platform with as many people as you can. You're looking for just 2 people. The bottom image along the bottom of all the zeros is your nerve center. This is your to-do list. If any of those has a number in there, 1, 2, 3, except for your active personals, there's an action to be taken. If it's the first one, it's a donation to be sent. If it's the second one, it's pending confirmation. That means that you're waiting for somebody to confirm a donation that you've sent. You can see everything very, very clear. When it comes to sending your paying for your license fee, Impact101 will accept their $25 in a variety of ways. You can pay for that via debit card or credit card, just $25, or you could pay for it via cryptocurrency if you have some, which is either Dash or Bitcoin. Or you might have a prepaid token from the person that's introduced you, which is worth $25. Or if you're from Asia, you may well use WeChat, or you may well use Alipay. Both of those are huge payment processors that are now incorporated within Impact101, which is another big step. The nice thing about Impact101 is we get a lot of detail of exactly who we sent a donation to in the past and who we've sent a donation to, which is great for your own accounting, so you can see exactly where your funds have been going and what you've been receiving. As I said quite a while ago, the Impact101 is already a very successful platform in its first 26 weeks. Now, that's happened not because you need to be a top salesman, it's because it's a simple system. All we do is we ask people, could you use some more money? Have you got a business that you would like to start? Could you use some more money? We have a system that will allow you to raise as much money as you need. Very, very simple. People will say, well, how do I do that? All you do from there is you share with them your mobile landing page, which you get free from Impact101, or your website. People will just watch a simple video that shows them exactly how everything works. This system is already proven to work globally. What we get for our $25 is we get 2 mobile landing pages. This is the core of what QRGL Marketing, Frank and Hans's main business, has been doing for many, many years. They provide these mobile landing pages, which is like a business card on a mobile phone. So not only do we have one that we can explain Impact101, we'll have another one which you can offer to anybody that you know that has their own business, which is fantastic. It means that they can get all their sales stuff on one page on a mobile phone. Looks great. That really is the presentation, folks. It's a very, very simple presentation. There is no more, it's no more difficult than what I've just said. So if this is your first time looking at this, please get back to the person who's invited you. I'll stop the share now and I'll get everybody back. 1 second. Welcome everybody. Quite a few more people on here now. Welcome everybody. Hopefully that presentation has made sense. It's quite a simple business, really. There aren't that many questions that I really get anymore. When I first started, there used to be a lot of questions. The first question always comes up is about the legality of Impact101. Are we allowed to actually receive donations like this or send donations across the globe like this? Hopefully from the presentation, you now know that yes, we are 100%. It's 100% legal across all 7 continents across the globe. You can even send a donation to China. And there are many companies that don't even operate in China, but yet we can. Donation-based crowdfunding does work in China. Another question I get often is, well, is this multi-level marketing? Do I sit at the top of a big tree of people? Well, no, it's not. Firstly, there's no commission being paid in here at all. There's no commission. There's no sales being done. It's quite simple. I send somebody a donation. I'm able to receive donations if I'm an active donor. Very, very simple. Remember, it's a 2 who help 2. That's it. It's 2 people who help 2 people. Once you've done that and then you've completed that donation grid, it makes sense to do it again to receive more donations. But when you do it again, you'll start a brand new donation grid underneath somebody else. So nobody sits at the top of any kind of pyramid. It's a continual flow of donations that keep coming in. That's how I try to explain that. If anybody has any other questions that you'd like to ask, then please feel free to unmute your mic and ask your question. And if I can read one on it. Great job. Is there a limit on number of people you can recruit? Great question, Chris. There is no limit to how many people you can introduce to Impact101. In fact, the idea is to help as many people as you can across the globe. We're in a situation where people all across the globe need more money than they have now. Even if somebody's successful or if somebody's in another business, they'll want more money than what they have now. They may want to just use our mobile landing page to promote their business. So we have all the tools. Why wouldn't you want the extra donations coming? It's fantastic when you receive a donation from across the other side of the world, knowing that somebody has sent that directly to you. Whenever I send a donation to somebody, I feel good because I know 100% of that donation will go to that person directly. Incredible. It's a great feeling to be able to do that. Any other questions? I think I've answered most of the main questions. People say, is it pyramid? Obviously, I've explained that because nobody sits at the top. People say to me, oh, it must be a Ponzi because you have to recruit and there's no product. Well, again, that's not true. Firstly, I would ask somebody, well, first of all, tell me, what is a Ponzi? You'll probably find that most people haven't got a clue what a Ponzi is. I mean, Remember, not 1 cent of this donation goes to the company. So it's not about the company getting money from the people at the bottom to pay the people at the top. That doesn't happen here. This is a peer-to-peer donation process. I send a donation from my account straight to somebody else's account. Once I've completed the grid, if I want to start another one, I end up underneath somebody else. And it could be somebody that's just started. I end up underneath them because of the timing of when they started. So, you know, so it's definitely not a pyramid or even a Ponzi. Any other questions anybody gets that you'd like me to answer? All good? Everybody clear on where we're going with this? I mean, we are 26 weeks old. We know that by 2025, we expect this to be a $300 billion industry. Facebook now are bringing out their digital currency. It's not cryptocurrency, it's a digital currency. It's a digital dollar, basically. So it means that we will be able to send money between each other digitally via Facebook. It's going to be very, very fast. It's going to make a huge difference to the crowdfunding industry. So we are all in right at the beginning of something that I think will be absolutely huge. There you go. Any other questions before we wrap up? I think I've answered everything. Okay, I'll stop the recording now. Anyway, thank you all for being on the call. I will stop the recording.